Hello everyone, this is Crustlemania and welcome back to the 30-second week selling results video. Again, my apologies for the very soft voice in this video as I'm recording this video pretty late at night, and my apologies for this video coming out later than normal. I've been pretty busy and I've not really had time to really record these types of videos, so I'm kind of just squeezing recording this video in right now when I can. So basically I just want to say thank you to Frog RT and Pokemon Soul for entering the giveaway. There's only 2 people, which I kind of expected, which was fine with me, and congrats to Pokemon Soul. You are the winner of the giveaway, as you know already, so the card will be coming to you pretty soon, but just really glad that I was able to do the giveaway and that the Urshifu V is going to be going to a good home, and we will start the video off from there. So this week I actually had about 6 sales, and I actually did put some more cards up just because there were a few cards I want to put up to kind of continue these videos. To be quite honest, I don't really know how long these videos will continue for, but we'll kind of see from there. The first card to have sold this week was the Irida trainer card, as you've been seeing from Crown Zenith on the screen. And this card was originally the card that I was going to sell in the previous week, but there wasn't a deal that was really reached, but this card actually ended up selling for the price that the first offer tried to buy it for. So this card ended up selling for about $9.50, and then after sales tax, transaction fees, and the shipping label fee, it came out to about an eBay net profit of $7.05. Nothing too crazy. I think this card has pretty much been stable at around $10, so a little bit below market, but that's okay honestly for this card. I am not the biggest fan of the trainer cards in Pokemon, so just me personally, I'm not really the biggest fan, so kind of to let this card go for me is okay, because I think it's going to someone that will probably appreciate this card a bit more. So that is the first card that sold in this week. The second card to have sold this week was actually the 4th version of this promo card I believe I've sold, either the 3rd or 4th one. This is the Noctowl promo card from Stellar Crown, I believe. Picked this one up from the last card show that I went to, and this card had gone up quite a bit. Honestly, I think the last time I sold this card, it was for $4. I believe it was to Charizard, and I figured this was going to be a $4 card. It kind of went up in price, and I actually listed this card a little bit lower, so higher than last time but lower than what it's selling for on eBay. So on eBay, I think this card was trending for about $8 or $9. I actually started the listing at $6 because I figured, you know, historically for this Noctowl card, there's only been like one bid for it, and usually the person that bid for it would win the card. So I just figured this card was going to sell for $6. This card actually got bid up to about $8.50, which I was very surprised by. I didn't expect it to actually go up that high. And after sales tax, transaction fees, and the shipping label fee, I made about an eBay net profit of $6.29. So honestly, this card has gone up quite a bit, and this isn't even the Pokemon Center one. So very surprising to me, and glad this card is going to a good home. And just, I really thought this card was going to sell for $6, so really surprised that it went for higher than that. And with some of these cards, I tried to price them lower. A couple of them I kind of did to market or a little higher, but that was just like a couple of them. Most of them I tried to go lower than market just because the prices to me just seemed kind of crazy. So, and I got the cards originally at a okay price, so I didn't really want to upcharge too crazy there. So the next card that sold this week was actually one of the cards I got in trade with my friend. So this is the Tyrantitar EX from the Obsidian Flames, and this card is pretty interesting. It has the it's kind of in the same card style as the Ice Q and the Hoopa EX card, so very interesting Tyrantitar card. Oddly enough, at the card show I saw this card for about $4 being sold. So for me, I think on eBay this card was at the highest, going for like $6-7. I put it kind of right in the middle just because I figured it would probably sell for around the middle, which was basically I sold this card for about $5, and then after sales tax, transaction fees, and the shipping label fee, made about $3.30 on the card eBay net profit. And honestly, that was okay enough for me, just because with the card bull market going so crazy right now, it seems like it's harder to find good deals just for people on cards. Don't get me wrong, I have made profits on some of these cards, and some of them I've sold for higher than I intentionally intended, but I mean, that's just kind of how it's going right now. I'm trying to actually price the cards lower, but I mean, if they get bid up, I can't really control that. The only way I could really control it is switching it to a buy now and setting the price there. But you know, I'm kind of just letting it go for the bid. But most of the time, historically, for some of my bids, when I price them low, they kind of sell lower, and that's kind of what's happened with this next card, which is actually okay. So the next card I sold was the Mimikyu promo card, I think from the Paldean Fates ETB, and this is not even Pokemon Center one, this is just the regular Mimikyu promo card. And again, this card I remember being a $3-4 card. This card now on eBay is being sold for at least $9, which is actually quite insane. I did not even realize it was selling for that much. And this card I actually just priced at $6 just because I saw that like it was going for at least like $8.50 to $9 and figured, you know, $6 was good enough for me. So this card ended up selling for the $6, and then after sales tax, transaction fees, and the shipping label fee, came out to about an eBay net profit of $4.17. So honestly, don't really make too much on this card, but it was actually kind of crazy to me to see that this card was being sold for like $8-9 on eBay, and I really didn't want to overcharge, at least for this card on eBay, so I figured $6 was a decent price, even though before they were selling for $4. But the trending price, I think the lowest one I saw was around like $5 or $6 around where this one sold. So with the bull market, it's just really crazy how much prices have gone up for a lot of cards. So the next card is really pretty crazy. So this one, I'll be honest, I did kind of put this at the higher end of the market, but I didn't think this one would sell. So this is the Charizard VStar from Crown Zenith. So I actually priced it at the same price that I sold the very first one I sold, which was around $7. So I figured this was going to sell at around like $7. And to my surprise, this card sold for a lot higher. I don't even know why exactly. Maybe because it's Charizard. I don't know. I don't really know what's significant about this Charizard, other than this one was like a near mint condition that I got from my friend in the trades. But again, I started this card at $7, and I expected this card to sell at $7. It ended up getting bid up to about $11.50, which I was actually very surprised and confused by, just because I didn't really know the significance of this card. Maybe because it is a Charizard. The centering is not bad, but there is a little bit more, it's a little bit more right heavy than left heavy after looking at it in person. So maybe someone was trying to grade this card, but it didn't seem like it seems like it would get maybe like an 8 or something like that, just from my observation. But anyways, this card got sold for like $11.50, and then after sales tax, transaction fees, and shipping label fee, it came out to about an eBay net profit of $8.73. So honestly, this card I was very surprised by, and I did not expect it to sell for that high when I listed it at $7. So I thought I was kind of reaching a little bit too much, but I don't really know how this one ended up there. But this card is going to a good home now. So the new owner will hopefully appreciate this Charizard card. And the last card that sold this week was the card I also got in trades with my friend, and it's the Jolteon VMax from Evolving Skies. This card is actually pretty nice, and the centering on this one was not too bad either, but I'd never seen this card, but for a lot of the Evolution fans, I could see how this one is a very sought after card. I don't think this one's super expensive, but I think I priced this one kind of right in the middle. I think this one goes from around like $5 to about $8, so I was kind of more on the upperish end. I think I priced this at $6. Yeah, I think it started at $6, and then it got bid up to about $7.50, which I was surprised by because I thought this one was going to sell for about $6. So kind of crazy how some of the bidding has happened recently with some of these cards. But so this card sold for about $7.50 after sales tax, transaction fees, and the shipping label fee. Came out to about an eBay net profit of $5.43. So this is the last card to have sold this week. Honestly, I don't have too many cards after this to really sell as of yet. There are a few more left that I have that I put up on my eBay page that didn't sell. One was an Arctibax, which kind of surprised me. I think the market manipulation right now is going down, which is actually okay for me because I thought people were kind of overpaying for Arctibax at $40. I don't know. I mean, when I got Arctibax, it was like a $6 card. So, I mean, paying for $40 just seems to be super crazy for that card. If at the peak of, or at the height of it's kind of boom. But anyways, I personally don't have too many cards that I want to list. Recently, like with selling these cards, I kind of realized how much time was involved. It's been a while since I sold this many cards, and like packaging up the cards, I remember I had to stay up pretty late at night because I had like a pretty busy week, and then the only time I had was like a Friday night to try and get the cards out the next day, as the post office in my area closes. They kind of open for a short duration on Saturdays, so I had to kind of stay up late just to pack the cards to ship out the next day, and I kind of forgot how much time went into just packing the cards, and kind of was a reality check to me. So, and I've also not really been buying any cards just because, one, the bull market, but because also I'm not really wanting to buy cards. I don't really know how to explain it, but for now I don't really know how long this series will last. Like, I do have some cards still that I could put out there just for the content of the videos, but I'm not exactly sure how long these ones will go for. So this might be one of the bigger sales weeks for the next few weeks, just because I don't really feel like putting too much up on my eBay store as of yet, but we'll see down the road. But anyways, sorry for the delay in this video for whenever this video comes out, whenever I have time to edit it, and we'll go from there. So have a good one, everyone. Peace.